Hi, it's Maria here. It is Wednesday, the 28th of August, and yeah, I'm still in my dressing gown, and it is nearly 1:30 in the day. I'm on my staycation, which has been, I suppose, sort of been self enforced, but I just ended up getting sick all the time, and I knew I needed a break. And I'd rather not if that wasn't one of my bones. I've seen a few friends do that to themselves and they needed a break and they didn't take it. So I just kept getting sick, and because I had this habit of every time, as I suppose a lot of people who work for themselves do, is that every time you take a bit of a break and you sort of get a little bit of energy back in your batteries, then you feel you should get going again because you have all these voices going on in your head. So anyway, this is my self-enforced staycation, as I'm calling it. So I'm actually breaking it to make this video, but that's perfectly okay. So this is video 40 of my personal 321 focus story for May, and we're nearly in September, and so this is the last video in this series. So I'm jumping on because I feel I need to like draw a line in the sand and say, okay, so my 321 focus for May, June is over. And I suppose just to sum up for myself as well as for everybody else who's been following this, what's really happened and what the learnings have been. So anybody who's not my Facebook friend won't know, but on Monday I shared my last magic card, and I've got my cards here, and the one, from the series, 59 little videos all made and shared now, one per week for the last 59 weeks. So I wanted to celebrate, and was very much drawn to go to Belvedere House, which is actually, when I think about it, where I wrote a lot of my book, finished writing my book, but it's also where I gave my first ever course. And when I was in the grounds of Belvedere, on Monday evening, where I didn't expect to be at all, on the gravel I found a dime. Now, that mightn't be too unusual if you live in America, but if you live in Ireland, finding a dime is kind of unusual. And then when I really got into it, it's 1984, it's like a dime is the spiritual sign of closure, it's a 10. So something coming full circle. But also then, of course, when I really got into it, I realized that, in fact, Franklin D. Roosevelt, this was launched on the first dime with his face on it, was launched on what would have been his 64th birthday. And of course, my dad had died before his 64th birthday. And then I really got the message, which is my dad's birthday is the 1st of September. And so this Sunday coming, my dad would have been 84. So 1984. I mean, you just couldn't make this stuff up, guys. And so, a lot of my journey for the last, 3-4 months at this stage, has been like, seeing signs and not fully trusting them, which is an ongoing thing with me. But also, if there are forces in the universe, whether you call it God or angels or whatever you believe it to be, but something that's bigger than yourself. And if they're taking they, or whatever way you want to whatever pronoun you want to use, whether it's it or they or whatever. But, if there's so much effort being made for the small things in your life, why is it that we can't trust with the big things? And I suppose the really big thing of this journey for me has been the way that car materialized, and I'm forever grateful for that. Because I had it in my head that I would have a car by the time the business course I was doing was finished. And I had it in my own head how that was going to happen, because I was going to liquidate stock at the Mind Body Fair in Dublin, and then I'd buy the car, etc. And in the end, I did have the car by the date, but it didn't come the way that I expected. And I mean, that happens so often. And why is it that we think that, we have to be doing and doing and doing? So what the real realization for me has been in the last few weeks is that, I, as you know as well, if you've been following these, I was rebuilding the foundation in my classroom, and doing all the feng shui, etc. And I just got as far as I could go, and I could go no further. And what I've realized is, And in my logical head, with my marketing head and with my business head, it's like you do. So you put it out there to do your courses, and the courses will fill, and then you'll have the money. But of course, at the end of the day, I am both the seller and I am also the product. So I have to have the energy to deliver the courses. And therefore, what I'm being forced to go back and see, and maybe it's something you need to look at as well, is like, are you really building your energy up enough? Because if we build our energy enough, we will be the magnets for everything that's meant to be in our lives. And yeah, because again, I know I mentioned it in the last video, but what's coming straight in is that course that was never advertised, that was never even planned, that happened within 24 hours for me, where I had 6 to 8 people sign up for a course I had no intention of giving. And that was because my energy was in a really, really good space, and I was able to carry 2 groups, one after the other. But if I'm really honest, I've been depleted so much for so long over the years, and I just haven't given myself a chance to really recover, because every time I half recover a little tiny bit, it's like, it's like taking the jump leads off your car before the battery's fully recharged, or not bringing your car when you've used the jump leads for that good drive so that it starts to kick back in itself, and so that you can hold the charge. So yeah, I think I wrote a few things down here, but I think that's basically what I want to share. The other thing I know from last night is I need to clear all the crystals in my house, because I haven't been doing that. But I'm very much feeling as well, something I've become very aware of, is that I go through the motions of setting my intention at the new moon every month, and I don't feel I'm grounding that down enough. So that's something I really want to work on, because I do know I set my intentions every morning and I really ground myself down, and then those things really work. The magic yesterday was a completely magical day, where there was just so many coincidences and synchronicities, and the same at Monday, because I've given myself just space to be, as opposed to being a doing. So I think that's really important, is we just need to get out of our own way. So yeah, this is the last video, which feels great. And it's kind of, when I think it's number 40, it's like, okay, so good old JC, my hero, was out there in the desert for 40 days and 40 nights before he, got through a whole lot of stuff he needs to work through. So hopefully, yeah, now that I've drawn a line in the sand and I let all this go, well, who knows, sometimes that's exactly when all the final bits start falling into place. But 321 Focus starts again on September 12th. It's going to be number 6. I'm really looking forward to doing it. I'm insisting on continuing with my holiday until next week. And so I'm looking forward to getting back into work again on Monday. I have loads of new ideas, because really I'm feeling this whole pick a card thing is like where it's at. And this is the card that was at the top of the bundle when I pulled it out of my handbag, which is, I do things that make my heart sing. And when I feel that, that's where the magic is. And then I had a lovely long chat with myself, because in fact the storage had run out on my phone and the video cut itself off. Anyway, look, thank you to everybody who's been on this journey with me. Do consider looking at doing 321 Focus for yourself. It'll start on the 12th of September. I'll have the link below here. It's 33 euros. Your financial investment is 33 euros. It'll take you 20 minutes a day. That's the whole idea. We're all busy, but it's time to start using the tools that we have around us, like setting your intention, doing your meditation, and being grateful and doing your gratitude. They're the things that can really help us to deliberately create the life we really want to have. So you'll know if it feels right for you to get involved in 321 Focus. It'll be on again in November as well. So thank you again, everybody. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you in another video again soon. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.